Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Wednesday. We got 11 matchups on this NBA slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on NBA player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay. Get 5 free entries when you guys sign up. Go ahead, hop in there, take advantage. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Very busy NBA slate today. 11 matchups, starting with the Dallas Mavericks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Mavs opening up as 4.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 214. The last 10 head-to-head, Dallas 7-3, 6-4 covering the spread. The overs hit in 5 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see no Evan Mobley for the Cavs. Mavs coming off that, huge dominating win over the Lakers. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now. Cleveland 1-3 in their last 4, coming off a Magic win. Mavs 4-1 covering against Cleveland, 6-1 straight up against Cleveland. They've been really good against the Cavs. Cavs 0-5 covering the spread right now. 1-8 as the underdog. Yeah, it's going to be tough without Evan Mobley. Big loss for the Cavs here. Unless the Mavs choose to rest players here, which, I doubt it. Coming off a back-to-back. Love the Mavs on the road. Looked really great yesterday. Luka had a great game. And I expect the same here. Give me Mavs money line and spread on the road. Next matchup, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the Indiana Pacers. Denver opening up as 9.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 232. The last 10 head-to-head, Denver 7-3, 5-5 covering the spread. The overs hit in 6 out of the last 10 matchups. No major injuries here. Brogdon is questionable for the Pacers. Denver, they're on a 2-game winning streak. Pacers on a 4-game losing streak right now. Denver 4-1 covering and straight up against the Pacers. 8-1 on the road where they've been really good. Pacers just 1-6 covering the spread. Yeah, love Denver on the road. Not in love with the double-digit spread, so be cautious with that spread. And we're taking Denver on the road. Next matchup, we have the Orlando Magic versus the Washington Wizards. Wizards opening up as 3.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 221. The last 10 head-to-head, Orlando 6-4, 7-3 covering the spread. The overs hit in 7 out of the last 10 matchups. No Wendell Carter Jr. for the Magic. No Kyle Kuzma for the Wizards. Orlando, they're on a 3-game losing streak. Wizards 3-7 in their last 10. I mean, neither team playing good basketball here. Orlando 5-0 covering on the road against the Wizards. Wizards 0-5 covering at home against Orlando. 3-9 in their last 12. Pretty ugly matchup here. I'm not in love with it. If I were to bet on this game, I'd take a shot on the Magic plus 3.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Charlotte Hornets versus the New York Knicks. The Hornets opening up as 2-point road favorites with the over-under at 225. The last 10 head-to-head, Charlotte 7-3, 6-4 covering the spread. The overs hit in 3 out of the last 10 matchups. Charlotte 7-3 in their last 10. They did lose to the Knicks 121-106 in their last matchup. Knicks on a 4-game winning streak right now. Playing pretty good this last week. Knicks 10-4 covering the spread right now. Charlotte, they've been good against the Knicks. 7-3 covering, or 7-3 straight up against the Knicks. 6-3 covering against the Knicks. Not in love with this one here, but I kind of like the Knicks +2 at home on a 4-game winning streak. beat Charlotte last time during this win streak, 121 to 106. I'm going to take a shot Knicks +2 at home. Next matchup, we have the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Celtics opening up as 4.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 215. The last three head-to-head, Boston is 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over's hitting 2 out of the last 3 matchups. I do see Boston getting Al Horford, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum back, which is good. Miami 4-6 in their last 10. They're 1-4 in their last 5. Boston coming off a 3-point loss against Toronto, but they didn't even have Tatum or Horford in that game. 6-1 in their last 7. Miami just 1-7 covering the spread. Boston 6-1 at home, where they've been really good. 6-1 covering the spread. Yeah, I like Boston here. I'm kind of not in love with that 4.5-point spread. I think it'll be closer. But yeah, Boston getting all their key guys back for this matchup here. Rolling with the Celtics at home. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Toronto Raptors. Toronto opening up as 2.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 229.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Toronto 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over just 0-3 in the last 3 matchups. Minnesota 6-4 in their last 10. Toronto 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Minnesota 1-7 against Toronto. 1-16 on the road against Toronto. They just can't beat the Raptors. Raptors 16-1 at home against Minnesota. 8-3 covering the spread. Yeah, we're riding this Raptors win streak. 3-game winning streak. They've been absolutely dominating the Timberwolves here. Give me Toronto moneyline spread on the road or at home. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Hawks versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Hawks opening up as 12-point road favorites with the over-under at 229. The last 3 head-to-head, Atlanta is 2-1. 1-2 covering the spread. The over's hitting 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Yeah, tons of injuries for the Thunder. I do see Gallinari is questionable. Hunter is questionable for the Hawks. Atlanta on a 2-game winning streak right now. They're 7-3 in their last 10. OKC 2-8 in their last 10 here. Atlanta just 2-7 covering on the road. 2-5 covering against the Thunder. The Thunder 7-0 covering the spread right now. Yeah, not in love with the spread here. I think the Thunder could potentially cover. That's a little bit high number. But we are taking the Hawks on the road, and then be very cautious if you want to take that spread. Next matchup, we have the Sacramento Kings versus the Houston Rockets. Kings opening up as 2.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 232.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Sacramento 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over's hitting 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No De'Aaron Fox for the Kings. Houston, no Schroeder, Wood, or Gordon in this matchup. Sacramento 3-7 in their last 10. Houston also 3-7 in their last 10. Both teams struggling. Not in love with this matchup at all. Houston missing a lot of guys here. I'm going to take a shot on Kings money line and spread on the road with those Houston injuries. Yeah, we'll take a shot with the Kings on the road. Next matchup, we have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the San Antonio Spurs. Grizzlies opening up as 6-point road favorites with the over-under at 232.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Memphis 7-3, 6-4 covering the spread. The overs hitting 5 out of the last 10 matchups. John Morant's still out. Jaren Jackson Jr. is questionable. Memphis, they're on a 5-game winning streak, 9-1 in their last 10. The Spurs, 6-4 in their last 10. they're on a 4-game winning streak. Memphis on a 6-game winning streak against the Spurs. 5-0 covering the spread right now. Spurs just 1-5 covering at home. Yeah, love the Grizzlies here. They've been playing great. Got a 5-game winning streak. They've looked awesome. Not in love with the spread here. You know, Spurs could potentially cover, but nonetheless, we are taking the Grizzlies at home. I'm sorry, the Grizzlies on the road. Next matchup, we have the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Portland Trailblazers. The Trailblazers opening up as, the Pelicans opening up as 13.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 228.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Portland 2-1, 1-2 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Portland dealing with tons of injuries here. Pelicans 5-5 in their last 10, coming off a big comeback Lakers win. That was a good game. Portland on a 4-game losing streak. They're 2-8 in their last 10. The Pelicans 5-1 covering the spread, 6-2 covering against Portland. Portland just 0-10 covering against the Western Conference. Not in love with that spread. That's a very high number, but rolling with the Pelicans on the road and be cautious with that spread. Then the last matchup, we have the Phoenix Suns versus the Golden State Warriors. The Suns opening up as 6-point road favorites with the over-under at 224. The last 3 head-to-head, the Warriors are 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No Cam Johnson or McGee for the Suns. Phoenix, they're on an 8-game winning streak right now. Golden State on a 3-game losing streak. They're 1-6 in their last 7. Phoenix 7-1 covering the spread. 7-0 on the road. Really good road team. Golden State just 1-6 covering the spread. Yeah, I'm taking the Suns and spread on the road against this Warriors team that's been struggling. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Wednesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one.